He's pretty good, doesn't he? That Rayan Cherki fella. I want to see a bit more of him in a Manchester City shirt. Wow, what a special footballer. Of course, it was just Swansea in the Carabao Cup. Of course, it's one game and there's a lot more to do in the Premier League and all that kind of stuff. But that boy has absolute magic in those beautiful boots of his. He really, really does. I hope he's not actually injured himself as well, by the way. But yeah, City have just beat Swansea 3-1 in a fun game of football. It didn't start off fun. It started off a little bit ropey, a little bit chaotic. So, I mean, to be fair, you got to sort of expect that. When you make that many changes, it always ends up a little bit all over the place. But City were slow to get going, but eventually we found our rhythm, and the football in the second half was actually pretty good, and there were moments of magic and moments of optimism, I would say, for the future of Manchester City Football Club. I know it's literally just Swansea, but you want to see what's missing, essentially, when you see certain players return. And I saw a little bit of what we've been missing, in my humble opinion, this season from a couple of players on the pitch in particular. And I very much enjoyed that. Now, I don't expect, this will be straightforward now. Like, Cherki isn't just going to be a superstar. That's it. He's not going to be like, right, I've arrived. There's going to be setbacks. There are going to be times where he doesn't adapt to the pace of the Premier League and so on. But what you want to see is that quality. And Cherki very obviously has it. Cherki is a footballer blessed with magnificent ability. He's a man who sees the full picture from pretty much anywhere on the pitch. He's a man you have to simply have on the pitch. I don't care. Start him on the left, through the middle, on the right. I don't care. As long as he's got the ball and a license to drift and roam and affect the game, he will do just that. And today, Cherki showed that talent that he's got. Look, what a talented footballer. What a wonderful footballer. I'm not going to say he was like 10 out of 10 mesmeric, but he was the best player on the pitch, in my humble opinion. The most talented player on the pitch, very visibly. And he got a goal and assist to count for it as well. Just absolutely all over Swansea in terms of wanting the ball. I mean, you can see the stats there. Goal and assist, like 74 passes out of 92. I know a lot of them are attempting creative stuff there, so there's a few stray balls, but 6 key passes, and the amount of touches he gets for attacking midfield is absolutely ridiculous. And the amount of touching as well in the opposition half, and also, yeah, he's just the guy creates chances. 5 shots as well. Good. Like I've been chatting a lot on the 5 things learned, if you caught it the other day. I want to see the shot volume just go up. Shoot more. People I want to see a hunger for goals. And Marmoush, and I'll talk about Marmoush in a bit. Marmoush and Cherki absolutely bring that. They both want to score. They both get their shots away. They both move into pockets to find space for shots. And they're both aggressive for the hunt of goals. They can score goals. And that's what I want to see. So Cherki drifting here and there with his little touches, 119 touches today on the pitch there, 3 block shots, hit the post as well, 5 shots total. Yeah, just really, 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 really encouraging. Really encouraging stuff from a very obviously talented footballer, a very majestically talented footballer. I'm not even being hyperbolic here, but I probably am. But there's not many people in world football, full stop, that can do what he can do. Like, not many. There's a handful. I really mean that. His natural talent it's just genius level. His natural talent. Will he take that talent and hone himself to be a genius footballer? I don't know. But what I do know is that he has the gifts, and if he has the mentality and a little bit of luck, he could become a truly special footballer. Not a great footballer, a special footballer. The kind that does things that you talk about decades later. He's that level good. And once again, just Swansea today. But it's just a little, the heads-up vision, the darting turns, the constant hunger for movement around him, the way he dictates the tempo of the play, like the way that he very obviously always wants to pass and move. It's just, I've been desperate at that for such a long side. Like, this City side is I've always sort of mourned the loss of technical ability as it's slowed down a little bit, as he's like David Silva and Gundogan at the very best, and Bernardo Silva is very best, and De Bruyne. We were so intensely technical, but it's definitely slowed down a little bit, and we're still good, but we're nowhere near as intensely technical. And Cherki is a rollback to that, in my opinion, of the Gundogans and David Silvas and so on, and the Mahrez with the silkiness. And like, I love watching players of that ilk, that level of quality, and yeah, it's just wonderful to see. Like, Cherki has to get into this Manchester City side. Where? I don't know. I mean, I'm happy. Put him as a 10 if you want to. Put him on the right if you want to. On the left if you want to. And I'm already hearing people go, why would you put him out on the right? He's a number 10. I don't really care. The thing is, great players affect the game wherever they are. He will drift inside. Him and Foden will switch around. Whatever. I don't really care. As long as he's on the pitch, he will make things happen. I'm really not bothered. I mean, maybe that is the solution. Has to be Phil on the right potentially, but whatever it is, look, just put him on the pitch. I don't care. He will make things happen. He's that level good. Now, there obviously is this slight worry about potential injuries. I don't think he's going to be injured. I don't know. Maybe, hopefully, he isn't. But he did. Did slip, didn't he? Which is scary. Fingers crossed he hasn't done his hamstring there, but we'll see. I'm sure Guardiola will say in the press conference afterwards. We'll find out in the interviews. Yeah, but the goal itself, just opportunistic into the bottom corner. So good. A nice little finish. His assist as well. His assist was a reasonably simple pass, if I'm being honest. He fed the ball into Marmoush's feet, who turned and finished fantastically well. A great finish. But it wasn't just that from Cherki. It was a little wonderfully little kind of sort of lazy flick towards goal, which hit the post as well. His movement, his passing, just an excellent footballer. And overall, by the way, I'll get to the actual story of the game. City were actually good in the end. We started off terribly. I'll show you the stats there. There we go. Look, in the first half, we were just a lot more. Look, we were just boring, and it was sloppy in that first half. But when you look at the lineup anyway, as much as it's a fun lineup, look, Trafford not playing much football. Aït-Nouri barely played. Ake's barely played. Kusanov just got back from injury. Mikasa barely played much football. Cherki barely played. Marmoush barely played. So there's a lot of lack of chemistry there. A lot of players trying to find fitness, trying to find rhythm. Rico Lewis is not exactly a regular starter. He's played a bit of football, to be fair. But none of these. Only Doku really has been a regular starter. Bob, yeah, potentially those two. Nico Gonzalez. Okay, I stand corrected. There's a fair few who played a little bit, but largely it was a team of change, a team of ideas, and a team of freshening up. And we did start really sloppy. Kusanov, I love you, but he played drunk like that first half. Kusanov was just poor, man. I love him, but you could tell that guy wasn't fit, and he got the run out that he needed. He got some minutes, but he was a bad comeback from him. I'm not worried about it. I think Kusanov's brilliant. It's just one of those things. It shows you that these players they're trying to find their form rhythm. I thought Trafford was good, by the way. Trafford's excellent. I really like him. Very little to do, but what he does, he's just so confident. And a great save as well, down to his left. Which tweet was it? Aminati. I don't know which one I've done. But either way, yeah, Trafford, excellent. Aït-Nouri was there. He was good. He was decent. He was okay. Anyway, but the first half anyway, Swansea, they scored a worldie. There's not much you can do about it. Maybe he should have picked him up better at the edge of the area, but 20 yards out, top corner. Absurd goal from Franco. Top corner. Tired, sorry guys. But yeah, special stuff, and there's not much you can do about that when you see a goal of that quality. It's brilliant. The only big issue after that was the football was really, really boring. Like we were after that in the first half, we couldn't really get any rhythm and pace together. It's often the way with City, especially when you make a lot of changes. It's like someone actually said during the watch along, why do we tend to play better in the second half? And the answer is the same reason we play better in the second half of the season too. City's football generally just takes a lot of time to warm up to. Like it's all about rhythm and structure and ideas and get a feel of the ball. And Guardiola's sides often are better in the second half because Guardiola he works out the weaknesses and he corrects the mistakes. And like we are so intensely finely tuned that you do need tweaking and you do need to slowly go through the gears. Look, occasionally you come out the blocks and you're excellent, but Guardiola's sides largely have been better as the game went on because it's just how we are. Look, there are exceptions to the rule. I remember the first half against Arsenal with classic City when we played them off the park many years ago, and that classic Aguero, Sane and whatever, those moments. Yeah, I remember that. But they're largely a City are better in the second half. And that's why, and I think we showed that again today, and that's why we'll be better in the second half of the season. And the second half was much better. We got the goal, of course, in the first half. Doku got the equaliser, was very happy for him. He cut his side. He took a chance and took a shot, Look, it wasn't a great shot, but it deflected and he went in. It was on target, so he's gone down as his goal. Really happy for him. A bunch of key passes. He did really well, actually. Thought Doku was good in this game. Thought he was good. And he was good. Man, he beat his man more often than not. He created a few chances, and it was decent, And then second half, I thought City really went through the gears. We got much better when the substitutions were made. When he brought on the big dogs of Stones, Vardy and Foden, we looked so much more composed in terms of technically. you could tell, like, McCassie is a good player, but he looked a little bit overawed out there today. He's a young lad who's got talent. But when Phil Stones and Guardiola came on, the technical abilities went up another level entirely. Like, it just did. You could almost, like, it was almost tangible. You could see, like, the ball seemed to be glued to Manchester City when those players came on, and they were aggressive in their persistence and crushing Swansea. And eventually we got the second goal. I'm going to talk about Marmoush a little bit here. Like, I have been so frustrated by watching players dilly-dally around shooting. Savino, Bob, Doku, and even the rest of the midfield as well. They've just not been anywhere near aggressive at getting shots away. And the one thing you get from Omar Marmoush is that killer mentality. Like Haaland said in the training clip of Norway, that goal scoring isn't necessarily about quality. It's about that hunger for goals. Of course, it is about quality, but it is about the hunger for goals. Goal scorers often score because they really fucking want it. Like, I'm not convinced that our wingers often really are desperate to score goals. I'm sure they want to, but desperate? No, I don't think it defines them. I think people like Marmoush and, I think Cherki as well, actually, in Haaland, they are desperate to score goals. Like, they really want to score. They shoot a lot because they love scoring. They love scoring. And Marmoush has that killer mentality. And when you've got a right foot like that, like Marmoush has absolutely rasps that shot into the top corner. And by the way, the touch is really nice as well. Cherki plays it into him. It's dead simple. He just spins the defender. And that finish is pure Sergio Aguero into the roof of the net. Like, we've seen, Sergio do that a billion times. Beautiful goal. Absolutely beautiful. And overall, I'm going to be honest with you, Marmoush was reasonably poor before that. Like, his touch was all over the place. And that's always Marmoush. Marmoush has a loose touch. Very, very Salah-esque, actually. And it's not a lazy comparison because he's Egyptian, but it's true. Salah will stink it out and then he'll do something brilliant. But like, Marmoush has got a bit of that to him too. So it's a funny comparison given the nationality, but it's a sort of pertinent one. But yeah, like, he was poor before that in terms of his touch. But one thing Marmoush always will bring to you is that absolute hunger. And I say he was poor with his touch, but there was a bit where skill where, he drilled it across the goal and he nearly put it in the bottom corner. Like, he's just a really effective player, Marmoush. And I like you when he's on the pitch because I feel like if he's on the pitch, he's going to get shots away. And I think shots, well, they create chances. They are a chance. They create chaos, uncertainty, and they just they open the game up a little bit more. And for me, that's what Marmoush brings to you. I really enjoy it. And I think the second half, of course, then we started to see the players go through the gears. Cherki very obviously wants players to play his little passes with him, his little touches and give and goes. And when Foden came on and Vardy and everyone, you saw a lot more of that. And yeah, I enjoyed it. There's a real purpose. That's a good word for Alan in the chat there. There's a real purpose to Cherki when he dribbles people. Yeah, he knows what he's doing, and he sees the bigger picture beforehand, and it's just fun to watch. Look, it's only just it's only Swansea, and now we're into the quarterfinals, but you can't not enjoy that football from a player of that immense quality. Like Cherki, like Marmoush, they've showed us the bits that we need today in the City side, and I can't wait to see how they get on. Look, it wasn't quite as exciting for Aït-Nouri or Kusanov, no, but it's good to have them back in the team. Trafford good again. These players will be very, very useful. Very, very useful. And I can't wait to see, what they do in the City shirts going forward. Look, Cherki, get him on the Manchester City side. Get him in the team somehow. I don't know. I don't know what you do in terms of getting him on the pitch, but, that's for Guardiola to work out, He'll be fine. He'll be fine. We'll work it out. But he's excellent, isn't he? What a player. Cherki is absolutely ready, by the way. Hopefully he's not injured. I'm sorry, I got distracted. I'm trying to find any updates from Guardiola. Any question marks? Anything he said there? Yeah, nothing there yet. But guys, I'm going to leave it there because I am knackered. I am absolutely knackered. Thanks for watching this match reaction. I'll do 5 things learned tomorrow. I might even go live tomorrow morning to check about Cherki a little bit more if you get a chance. But I am exhausted today. I'm going to leave it there. What did I make of McCastle, by the way? McCastle was fine. He was tidy and neat. He wasn't exactly setting the world alight, but he's just a kid, isn't he? He's got a lot of talent, Mikasa. It'll take a while to feel his way into the team, and I think he'll be a lot more comfortable in a better side. That's the thing, as I was saying during the game, by the way. A lot of these new players, they joined during an era. Like when you're Bernardo Silva and you sign it for Man City, and you've already got David Silva, Kevin De Bruyne, Fernandinho. It makes it a lot easier, you know. But these lads have joined a team not quite as good. They haven't got that core. Nico Gonzalez, oh, absolutely. I forgot about Nico Gonzalez. My bad. You know, I'm still live, thankfully. But Nico Gonzalez, I thought, was really good too. Nico with 100, I'll show you these stats, by the way. 121 passes out of 131 completed tonight. Nico Gonzalez bullied that midfield, as you'd expect him to do. But Nico Gonzalez is a player I really like. Is he a special footballer? No. But is he a very good one? Yes. And will he get better? Absolutely. He's finding himself in this City side, and he's becoming a really reliable player. Really reliable, you know. Yeah, Mikasa was quiet, but he's just a kid, man. He's just a kid. He'll get there in time. And yeah, I'm not worried about him. Oscar Bob, a couple of key passes tonight. Reasonably quiet. A couple of decent dribbles from Oscar, but he's still not found his best form yet, Oscar. And even if there's tactical things there, he's going to have to at some point make an impression. I did like him trying to get shots away, but he couldn't get it. You've got to find that little bit of you got to find a separation between the players, haven't you? Yeah, you're right, Aspie. Mikasa has an arrogant streak at youth level, but then there's Cole Palmer, very Cole Palmer-esque that way. He was just too good at youth level, but he'll take a while to find that form, and I'm sure he will do. I'm leaving it there, as I'm saying, because I'm knackered, but give the video a like, subscribe if you're new. Cherki is an absolute magician. Marmoush is a killer, and it's good to have the other lads back, isn't it? We're through to the quarterfinals. See who we get. I would love to win the Carabao Cup this year. I really would. For now, guys, thanks for watching. Love the Blues. Bye-bye. Love you all loads. Cherki, what a player.